All right, folks, this is Cimbolic of the Council of 12 reporting out to you on the show, the Council of 12 show, which aired yesterday, November 7th on blogtalkradio.com/councilof12. The show is archived. You can go to that channel and listen to the show. It's about an hour long. The police came to the council. Did the police come to arrest the council for initiating so much social change? No. No. Actually, Detective Simmons of the Cobb County Police Department came to answer the council's questions and the community questions from the callers and from the chat room regarding safety. Our topic for the show was fostering a safe community environment, and he kindly gave us time to spend with us and answer any questions we might have. Fascinating show. It's full of safety tips. It's full of information. I think I should start with, say, some holiday safety tips for people. If you're shopping, when you complete your shopping, don't load your stuff in the car until you are actually ready to go. Load your stuff in the trunk and drive away. Don't load your stuff in the trunk and go back in the store for later, because people can't break into your trunk. Drive with your car windows locked, your windows rolled up if possible. And then a couple tips for me: if you're waiting in a car, always keep your windows locked and keep your windows rolled up. If you have to roll your windows down, roll them down a little, but not far enough that someone can reach in and grab you or throw a blow in through the window. So just keep the window rolled down a very small amount. And adjust your mirror so that you can see someone who might be coming up behind you. You can readjust the mirrors. In fact, do readjust the mirrors before you start driving again. Anyway, holiday tips. When you drive home after shopping, you want to check to see if you're being followed. So there are cases where people get followed home after shopping. So, you know, don't just drive straight home. If you think someone's following you, check and maybe drive around the block just to confirm whether or not someone's following you. And if someone is indeed following you, consider just driving to the local police department. That should cause them to stop following you. Absolutely great show. We're developing a tool. First of all, the Council of 12 website, councilof12.net, is up. It's still under development, but it's up, and it's very professional looking. And one of the subsites is going to be called crooks.councilof12.net, and community members will be able to anonymously post information about criminal activity or suspicious activity in the community, and the tool will then generate an email that will go to the local authorities, so you can report anonymously information. And we were able to ask Detective Simmons for some guidance on what sort of information would be necessary to allow the police to actually pick up that lead and do that investigation and lead to a conviction. There's a wall of silence in the community. People are hesitant to call the police and report criminal activity. People fear retaliation. So some of our questions were geared around how do you report criminal activity or suspicious activity in the community if you don't want to have to testify and thereby reveal your identity and put yourself at risk. So what the detective had to offer in terms of information was fascinating. First of all, you can report, of course, activity by calling 911, the emergency number. But police departments also have non-emergency numbers. If you call the emergency number, usually, you're calling and your call's recorded and the information is taken down. But if you call the non-emergency number, quite often you have a choice not to give the information, the identifying information as to who you are, or you can ask them to delete the information. It's essentially, I think, sort of considered a business call in that regard. The officers, at least in DeKalb County, the officer receiving the information wouldn't know who gave the information. They would just know that there's certain activity going on in a certain area, so they would follow up and investigate that. Of course, our tool, our web tool, will allow people to report criminal activity without calling the police department. So you will have three choices coming up soon. In any event, there's an old principle in law, American law, that says that the accused is allowed to face their accuser. which usually means, someone has to testify. But this is not always true. According to Officer Simmons, if you send, for instance, videotape, and anonymously send videotape to the police department, they don't know who it came from, they will still investigate. In other words, you're providing information to give the police department a lead. If there's activity, or if you call even and do this, it's a lead, and they will follow up and they will investigate. They can sometimes still use the evidence even though the person providing the information is anonymous or is known but does not wish to testify. They do that by initiating their own independent investigation, either surveillance, sometimes using undercover officers if it's necessary to go into a building of some sort. And they can develop their own information and then use that as information that corroborates the anonymous information that they got. So they can quite often, under certain circumstances, use the anonymously received evidence and actually enter that into evidence without having to have the person who reported the anonymously reported the information, without having to have them actually testify. They may not even know who we are, so do provide the information. It is still valuable to the police department. If there are people outside, if there appears to be some criminal activity going on outside, police officers can go by and check that out. They have a certain right, given other factors, to ask for information or to intervene. It depends on the area, known information that they have. If they're going to go into a house, they need to develop enough information to warrant a search warrant. And they would develop that independently. If you do provide information on our tool or by calling, you want to be specific about who's involved with the crime, an accurate description of people, where the crime is occurring. If it's a burglary, you want to describe property taken. If you believe it's been given to a pawn shop, give the address of the pawn shop or the street the pawn shop is on. Enough information to allow the officers to follow up and do their own inquiry. Also, the time of the crime and maybe the time that something was given to a pawn shop is very important, because if these two events happen during the same day, oftentimes the person pawning is the burglar, in fact, and the proximity in time, it being the same day, will often allow the police to charge the person not just with receiving stolen property or pawning stolen property, but also having committed the burglary, because you have proximity in time. If you wait a few days or you don't give the police the proper time or any specific time, a burglar can always say, hey, I got it from somebody else, I didn't take it. And so it may not be possible for the police to actually bring in charge of burglary if in fact the person is a burglar. So you want to do that. So very good. So be accurate with time, accurate with descriptions of people, accurate with locations. If you can provide addresses, street names. If you don't have the specific address, describe the activity. It's good. Video evidence is helpful. It's good to provide. If you want to be anonymous, mail video anonymously. Our tool, we're hoping to design it so that people can attach a video file to the information that they submit on the website, and that will be attached to the email that goes to the authorities. And as I say, you mail in the information, that the police will initiate their own investigation generally. Also, some people do post videos on YouTube, and if the police become aware of those being posted on YouTube, they will investigate that as well. We talked about block clubs. The police, it varies by local police department, but some police departments have, youth action leagues, PALs, police action leagues, will work with youth and mentor youth. Other departments will actually send police officers, either uniformed or detectives, out to our community organizations to talk to the community, give advice. Some police departments offer training. Some police departments will offer self-defense training. Others will offer training in how a community can patrol itself. If they intend to patrol, we'll teach them the do's and don'ts of patrolling, and safety tips in that regard, and calling in to the police to let them know they're patrolling in the area. Very interesting. So your local police department or sheriff's department, I suppose, may have training programs available. If you have a block club, you can hook up that way. They may be willing to meet with you on a regular basis or a quarterly basis or an annual basis and keep that communication going. Communication line open and good relations with the police department is always a good thing to have. We talked a little bit about self-defense. Just some information about pepper spray. If you're going to use pepper spray and you're walking at night, here's some night safety rules. Keep the pepper spray in your hand. You don't want to have it in a pocket or in a large handbag where you have to search for it. You want to have it right in your hand. If you have to search for it, you could be overpowered by an assailant. They could take the I'm going to have to do part 2, folks. I just realized I'm out of time. I'll be back with part 2.